back to World Vacation Traveler. Where are we going today, George?
We got to figure out that opening a little bit differently.
He don't like it anymore. You know, he's getting old. I'm getting old. Somebody's getting old. You're old. Look at
I'm
that
old.
beard. Oh,
I know.
My God. We're going to call him Santa.
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 Claus.
Santa Claude.
Thank you.
You bet. Hey, where we at? Oh, that's right. This is a follow-up on our last video. We're going and
we're going
the
people. We're
people
going,
up the road.
We're going back to Iran.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of share with everybody what these people are and what they look like. I mean, it's.
Did you have your perceptions
like
before you went over there, George? I mean,
no.
Weren't there, like you tried to invite a lot of friends to go with you, and a lot of them said no because they were afraid.
They were afraid, yeah. Now, the reason we went there in the first place is we watched Anthony Bourdain, his show, and he was...
I liked his stuff.
I did too. Yeah. I did too. And he was touring Iran, and Jan and I were sitting there, and we looked at each other and go like, we didn't know you could go to Iran. And then we looked back and watched a little bit more of Anthony Bourdain, and we turned to each other at the same time and said, let's go.
All right.
And
so it was born.
And so it was born. So we went to Iran. So I just want to share with you guys some pictures of the folks there, because they're not people with horns or, things like that. They're just everyday people like we are. So I'd like to show these pictures. Kids were everywhere.
I see lots of kids here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zoo kids. This one's kind of cute where the backpack for the school kids.
Yeah, look at that.
Pictures on it.
The pictures are on the back. It's cool.
I know. It's very cool. We have a whole lot less mix-up at schools. Everybody had their pictures on their backpack.
That's true.
Right? So, and there's also, these folks here are visiting what's called Iman Square in Isfahan. Isfahan.
Isfahan.
Isfahan. Isfahan.
Okay.
So it's like the second largest squirrel in the square.
Squirrel.
Largest squirrel. Whoa. Largest square in the world, next to Tiananmen Square. So it's beautiful. I mean, they got two mosques. They got all this Persian tile work and just a beautiful place to be. And we'll go into more detail about Isfahan at a later date. So there's people are sitting at outdoor cafes. It's just like we do here. Here's where we're sitting at this outdoor cafe. And I love this picture. This is family. They must be visiting from somewhere else in Iran, but they're doing selfies just like we do, right? What I'm trying to say here is that everybody's the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
No. The governments.
Our governments make everybody afraid.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, they do. And
it's too bad.
All we want is one thing, and that's be left alone to live our lives, right?
Yeah.
So, also I was going to say from the previous video, the four people I knew in Iran.
Oh yeah.
I want to tell you about Maziar and Amin, these two young guys that met us at this palace in Kashan. I sure hope I pronounced that right. Ugh. Anyway, so they walked up to me. I'm just standing there, and they walked up to me, like four guys, and I'm a little leery, and they're looking right at me. And so they walk up to me.
You are kind of funny looking, George.
Yeah, I know, right? And besides that, I look American. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how these guys picked me out. I
think it was that arrogance of him, don't you?
No, wasn't the arrogance. So they just walked up to me, and Maziar looks right at me, and goes, "Are you an American?" And I'm going like, I was feeling a little feisty.
And being the smart ass that George is.
Yeah, exactly. I said, "Who wants to know?"
Inquiring minds.
Yes. And he goes, "You are American." I go, "Yeah, we're American." He says, "Well, if I was in America, where would you say my accent was from?" Because Maziar teaches English.
Oh.
So his English is
really
impeccable.
Good.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I told him, I said, "Well, Maziar, it sounds like you might be from Brooklyn." And he really did.
Strong accent.
Yeah, he had a pretty strong accent for, the New York metro area, and I just threw Brooklyn out there because,
sure.
that's where he come from. I mean, he was pretty pleased with that.
Should have said the Bronx.
Yeah, I should have said the Bronx, yeah.
Queens.
But it was more Brooklyn, though,
yeah.
I think, but I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I told him, and he got excited about that. So, so we just hung out and talked for a while, and I have their information, and in fact, I was communicating with them just before we did this video, seeing how things are going over there. And then this is also dedicated to Amin, our guide, and to Cyrus, our driver. Amin was every bit the gentleman, and he was just absolutely perfect.
I mean, like you were driving along, didn't you? Like you used to do picnics and stuff like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they can look here. Yeah. So Iranians love picnicking. We were driving down a road one time, and it was just basically all desert out there. Okay, and there's this one tree. Sure enough, there was an Iranian family having a picnic. It's kind of like
love the picnic.
They love having picnics, and it was funny. Cyrus had everything packed in his car. He keeps his stuff packed in his car, so if he and his family are out and they decide to have a picnic, all they got to do is find a tree.
Really?
Yes, he keeps the picnic stuff in his car.
Crazy.
So yeah, it's kind of fun.
Huh.
And then we have some people here. This is an amazing park that in Tehran that we'll get to on another video because it deserves its own place. It's wonderful being there. I mean, these people were so friendly. I can't tell you how many people walked up to us and said, "Are you from America?" People just, they'd hear us speaking and they'd go like, because they don't see many Americans.
No. How many Americans did you run into, George, when you were over there? Two.
Yep, two. Not us. Two others.
You were over there 3 weeks?
No, it was about 10 days.
10 days.
10 days.
Wow.
But so we ran into other Americans, and from what I understand, only about 2,000 Americans travel each year to Iran. And if you haven't traveled there, now I don't know what the situation is now with getting visas, but
might be difficult.
It was easy getting a visa. It took a little time.
Just a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So in fact, there's a company here in the United States that I'm sorry. I lost it, Paul.
Sounds like first letter.
What is it?
But.
What is it? Anyway, there you go, specialize.
Oh, okay.
They specialize in tours over to...
George is getting a little old.
I am a little old.
Sorry.
To like the stands in Iraq and, all of that in Iran. Well, not Iraq, but that Central Asia part. And they're really good. And then my friend Amin, who was our guide, he started his own tour company. So if anybody wants to go on a tour to Iran, give me a little comment.
Yeah, you'll comment.
And I'll...
George will get you hooked up.
I'll get you hooked up with Amin. Indeed. So, in fact, he's got a website, too, called Pack to Iran.
Really?
Actually, I think it's a Facebook thing.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure. Or Instagram. Anyway.
He's got it narrowed down to 3 things.
Yeah. Which they usually do. Whoa. I know. So, it's called Pack to Iran. P-A-C-K-T-O, Iran.
All right.
And so he posts some amazing pictures of places we've been. Of course, he's been a lot more places we have in Iran.
I bet.
And he posts some really beautiful pictures. So
cool.
If you want to look into that a little more, you might want to check that out.
All right.
So it was just...
Well, it's great to see all the pictures of the people.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing, most of the people who asked us were young because like 60% of the population is under 30.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And what you see on the streets doesn't go on in the houses. I have a picture that somebody gave me of what it looks like inside one of these apartments. And you can't drink alcohol in Iran.
Oh, really?
But if you go to somebody's house,
you can.
Bootleg booze. Well, it was cool. It had this bar here, and they had this glass mirror type of thing with clear glass shelves on it, and all these booze bottles sitting there. And then there was a poster a pinup of this girl in a bikini, full-length poster on that wall there. And there were these guys, and there were these girls, and the girls didn't have the hijab on. And in fact, if they took away that law, 90%, according to my sources, 90% of the women in Iran would take those things off.
Wow.
Okay.
So they feel like they have to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you notice some of these pictures I've been showing you, these ladies are fashionable.
All right.
Okay. Now the ones all in black, those are more conservative religious women.
Okay.
So they go with the more conservative stuff. But let's face it, wearing a head cover means Orthodox Catholics have to wear headscarves when they go into services.
That's right.
The Jewish men wear yarmulkes and have the real traditional Orthodox ones have the little hair things
Yeah.
on the side.
Doodads.
I don't think they call them doodads, Paul.
Oh, okay.
But so that there's cultural differences everywhere you go, and different people do different things, and they live a little bit differently than the rest of us. But that's no reason not to like people for who they are,
That's right.
right? So it doesn't matter. Just be who you are, and go out there with love in your heart. It's amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah, your heart might not make it.
That's all right.
Okay. So yeah, it's just wonderful. The
Right.
folks were fantastic. Oh, the other thing they said to us was, it's not us, it's our government.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I heard that quite a
that's-
bit,
That's
amazingly enough.
So.
Yeah.
So don't forget to subscribe and
Yep.
show this to your mother and your brother.
And
your
everybody you
sister,
know.
and your sister's mother's brother.
Yeah.
And that's about it, isn't it, George?
I think that's about it.
And share.
Please make some comments,
Yeah.
because one of the reasons we're doing this, besides the political situation, is the last video we did.
Yeah.
We had a couple comments saying, "Hey, take us to Iran."
All right.
So-
there you are.
Put them in the comments.
Put in
Let
the
us know.
comments. We'll have some fun.
Yes, we will.
All right, buddy. I
All
think
right.
that's it.
All right.
Cut.
Okay.
Cut.
See ya.
Right.